Breadman, I mean, on your station.
My life is so beautiful. You know, say yeah, it's all about Breadman.
And I say this is the original Chronic Saint. You're tuned into the original Breadman. Keep it locked. Rastafari said that. Ease out.
Yeah, you don't know this is a girl bad girl Cecile representing for Breadman.
All who genuine Breadman, reroute them. And all who are touch, we mute them. Them no smoke, them no sick, them no have pink eye, but them yeah in red. Yeah man, Breadman. We're better than everything. All Steadman.
Running from Broadway, I'm a the corner here, and started. It felt like a steeper hill, and I ran through here. When I passed this intersection right here, that dog looked trained like he's one of them.
Why are you walking so low though?
Because I think I definitely think he's one of them. I think they have dogs like bomb sniffing dogs and different type of dogs that people walk around like they pets, but they just checking. You could see all the debris coming down this block as I was running, and it was just engulfing those buildings. And I ran, and my truck was parked about here, and I still seen all those buildings getting up, and I jumped in my truck, I closed the door, and then my whole truck went dark. There was a payphone over here, somewhere. I guess back then we used to have payphones. They probably removed all the payphones now. But there was a payphone somewhere over here, and there was long lines on the payphone. You're gonna make a right. On 9/11, I think I took a cook from this place. It was probably, I doubt he still works here, but he drove with me uptown. We was friends that day. Huh? Oh wow.
Please, just come on, man.
Nah, they cut it off.
How am I gonna go there? I can't go there.
It's a one-way. Why are you telling her to go down the one-way? You told her to turn that way, but it's a fucking one-way. This is the Woolworth building, ladies and gentlemen.
This would lead us to...
No, that's for the Brooklyn Bridge. No, you gotta follow him and turn. You can. That's why it's a bicycle, people. I mean, you still have a red arrow. Vesey and Broadway. Somehow you see this cemetery, you see this building. When 9/11 happened and all that commotion was happening, all the rubble was coming down, this building was not damaged at all. I don't know how come. Everything else was damaged. The building across the street, windows was blown out. Windows, the building on there. Oh, that's that building people always talking about that look like a Jenga? Right here, you see? Doesn't it look like a Jenga building? You pull it out and then the whole thing collapses. That's where I need to go. That's the monument right there. So we're gonna have to go around the block. Oh, you can't walk through there, so you got to park and you can't drive through there. You got to park and walk. I didn't even realize. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I would like to have shown you. All right, so we're gonna check this slave monument. In 1991, while they were building these buildings around here, they had to start, just to do the foundation, they had to start excavating a lot of things around here. And during the excavation, they found a whole bunch of bones that they found out later was bones for slaves. So They had to halt construction because of the finding of these bones. But fortunately, community came together and they were able to erect a monument to commemorate the slaves that lost their lives. This is the intersection where you find the monument if you're looking for it. It's in the corner of Duane Street and Elk Street, the African Burial Ground Way. Come and take a look. So I'll just take a quick overview of the monument. This is the monument from the outside looking in. And this is history right here, ladies and gentlemen. I like how they did this commemoration. So if you notice, the change in landscape obscures the past. And this is a map of how downtown looked. Early 1900s. Shows in 1800s and 1700s. The African burial ground was labeled Negroes Burial Ground on the 1755 map at Wright. Colonial New York laws banned African funerals in official consecrated graveyards, prohibited gatherings of large numbers of enslaved Africans, and decreed that funerals had to be held during daylight. Nonetheless, Africans and their descendants held burial ceremonies in a cemetery outside the city wall near a ravine. As New York City expanded northeast, the burial ground was closed in 1974 and eventually divided into lots for sale. The land was filled in and buildings were constructed on top. For almost 2 centuries, New York City's growth obscured the graves and the African burial ground was nearly forgotten. Until 1991, it was rediscovered. Now we're just going to take a quick look. Like I told you, a lot of people took part in the building of Manhattan and building of New York City, but lesser known is that slaves took a part in the building of the city. How are you? How you doing? How you doing?
Good. Yeah, we're about heading there, right down there.
And here we go again. So this is the African Burial Ground National Monument. It's considered sacred ground, so these are the rules. We need to stay off the grass. All right, no littering, no eating or drinking, no bicycles or skateboards, no pets, and no smoking. So I'm going to go take a quick look right through the monument, and then we go back up. I have 2 more spots in New York City that I would really like to highlight. I'm starting here, but there's actually another burial ground similar to this that was found about 3 years ago in the Bronx. Nothing of this stature, nothing like this has been constructed on that lot, but there's been money allocated. I believe $80,000 has been allocated in New York City's fund and for the Bronx to actually erect something like this in commemoration for those slaves that were buried in the Bronx. Now, I'm just going to show you exactly where they reburied the remains that they found the slaves. They buried them in 7 humps. I don't know if you could really see them. This is where they're buried. This is the remains of about 450 slaves. 450 different souls. Their bones and their remains have been reburied right here. This is almost 300 years ago. And we're just gonna take a quick look. Now, mind you, I did some research, and you hear the echo that's in here. You're gonna hear the audio change as I come into this little cavern right here. And this cavern is made from marble. This marble is not marble that was manufactured. This is real marble stone, and this marble stone was mined in Africa. And thank God they took the initiative to really get real authentic African marble shipped just to build this monument. So you can see lets the sunlight into this little cavern. We're gonna take a pamphlet and look into that later. Let's walk down into the cavern real quick. Now usually there's water running here because the winter months that water's turned off so that you don't freeze up the pipes or anything like that. But we're gonna come when it's a little warmer and the water is running, so it really shows what it's symbol. The water is supposed to symbol this little path is the passage. The passage of the water is supposed to represent the Atlantic. But the water's off right now because we just started getting some warm weather. And these are symbols as an African. Guardian of the crossroads. That's what this symbol means. Supremacy of God. Signature of the Spirit. These are all symbols that go right back to the motherland of Africa. This represents guardianship. This symbol represents divinity of Mother Earth. As we could see, imperishability and endurance. This is the Egyptian symbol of life, the Ankh. Many know this. You see a lot of people with tattoos on it. If you didn't know what this is, that's what it is. The Egyptian symbol of life. This is the medicine wheel. It's a Native American circle of life. We're really commemorating the indigenous people of this world. The Latin cross of Christian faith. And this is the Tana, the Islamic faith. The female cemetery guardian, Man Bridget. Yawa, continuity of human life. Baron, male cemetery guardian. Mate Masi, wisdom and prudence. We have a coma, understanding. Unity and diversity. Humility and strength. Adaptability, very important. Endurance. Love and unity. So this is just a real quick view of the monument. I hope you guys, if you're in New York City, please come down and visit. The message that you see when you first enter is for all those who were lost, for all those who were stolen, for all those who were left behind, for all those who were not forgotten. And that's what we should always remember. Remember our ancestors and what they did for us to even be here to do what we can do today. So I hope you guys enjoy this little content. I'm going to be trying to give you some more content, historical content all around the city. I'm sure this city is full of history, and we're gonna explore together. All right, so I'll see you guys soon.
Breadman, make yourself your life is not a dead man.